Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going? It's my guy knows a guy. NBA betting today. Whirlwind day yesterday when you combine college football, all the sports that are going on, soccer, NBA. Some mixed results on the show, but the three plays that I shared at the end of the day, at the end of the show, 2-1. Mixed results over the games that there's a large slate talking about all the games. I wished for a better outcome in the Phoenix Suns game, although I did not pick a side for the full game. Devin Booker, they got blown out so badly. Devin Booker did not end up playing the game. He did not go over, but shout out to Anthony Edwards with the assists. Shout out to the under in the Heat Pacers game. Good morning to everyone all over the place. This episode really today is only going to be a couple of minutes. Tomorrow we're going to get back into the full grind with the NBA. I'm going to break down a couple of the games today and actually get out of here. There's a lot of stuff going on in NFL as well. I appreciate everyone with the reception with the show so far. NBA betting today. We're going to do what we can to win as much as possible, and that includes some days will be lower volume. I talk about all of the games. Good morning, everyone. Victor, Danny, what's up? Danny, my guy. Rory, what's up? Good morning, everyone. Matthew, yep, everyone, it's rolling in. Yeah, so today there is a decent NBA schedule. I will be watching the games, trying to assess the early season performance of these teams. We've had good results so far. Going forward, my approach will be more targeted this coming week. Pick of the day, a total prop. But on the show NBA Today, betting today, it's a free-flowing conversation. We're trying to go through all of the games, but just know that I am prepared. I am capping these games beforehand. I look at every game, and going forward, it will be a much more targeted approach. Some days will be lower volume, and we'll come out on top. I do want to make note. Last night, the Suns Blazers game, the line in that game was suspicious from the jump. I did say that on the show. I said as soon as I saw the line as Portland -2.5, I went to check the injury report. The Suns were definitely gassed. It was like a playoff atmosphere versus the Lakers the previous night. Devin Booker has gone under his points prop total 3 straight times so far this season. Noticing that with a lot of franchise guys, actually. So I'm assessing the data. We're gonna keep learning. We're gonna keep winning. Hit the like button while you're here. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Let's make this as big as it can be. And I'm going to get straight into the slate right now, actually. I'm going to get straight into the slate right now. I have a couple of notes. I have a pick that I feel pretty good about today. And I have a couple of props, but I'm really going to get out of here. Tomorrow morning will be a full episode of NBA Betting Today, 11 a.m. on Monday. Make sure you're here. Visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook owned by its community. Crypto rewards just for usage. Other than that, let me pull up the odds. Let me actually just pull up the odds. Yo, good morning. I know everyone's all over the place. NFL, just trying to stay consistent with the schedule as much as possible. It's NBA betting today. If you're here watching right now, you want NBA picks, you want to get better at NBA betting. Simple as that. Okay, pull up the odds for you guys. We have the Nets and the Hornets. The Nets pulled out that crazy closeout on the Sixers the other night. I'm more in observational mode since I saw the Nets play. I watched the entire game against the Bucks on opening night. They definitely look like a different team against the 76ers, but their defense in particular in the fourth quarter clamped down. They have the pieces to succeed. We know the Nets are the title favorites, co-title favorites with the Lakers, according to the odds before the season. They're going to get better as the season goes along. They just need chemistry. In this game, though, 9.5, it's too high. For me, there's no play in this game. 1 second. Yeah, no play in this game. I think the spread's a bit high for this matchup. I know last year, similarly constructed rosters for the Hornets. Similarly constructed roster last year for the Hornets. They had trouble scoring against this Nets team, but there's a lot of new pieces with the Nets right here. I'm interested to see how the Hornets are able to score in this game. We see a 233.5 total. That's one thing that did stick out to me was the Hornets' inability to score against the Nets in previous seasons. The Thunder and the 76ers, the Thunder, man, they paid Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Seemingly, you would think they would have a better product, but man, they got crushed to start the season. The Sixers, I expect them to bounce back. Actually, they just don't have anyone to contain Joel Embiid. I thought the spread would be a little bit higher, but there is no Simmons. It's on the road. I think the Sixers bounce back today. I definitely think they win, but I'm actually not going to bet on this game. Actually, I just wanted to share that. And just keep in mind that some days are going to be lower volume. I appreciate everyone rocking with us in the chat right now. Gonna get out of here in a second. I did post the Miami Dolphins for the NFL crowd on my Twitter. Make sure you check me out on Twitter at MyGuyKnowsAGuy. And yeah, let's move on. Houston Rockets, Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics have started the season 0-2 ATS, 0-2 straight up. The Rockets are coming off the big blowout victory of the OKC Thunder. The way the Rockets roster is constructed right now is obviously much better than the Rockets team that lost 20 games in a row. Christian Wood is back in the lineup. Looks like an absolute monster. In this game, though, Jaylen Brown is questionable. I think that, I like this. I like Boston at -5.5. The way that they play, there's pressure on Ime Udoka tonight. You don't want to start the season 0-3. The team, they expected to be 2-0 so far to start the season, even though they've had some revolving pieces. Jason Tatum was lackluster the other night. 1 second. I'm actually pulling up the box score from the other night. It was crazy, man. I was watching that game. That game shocked everyone. It shocked everyone here in the city of Toronto. The Raptors went into Boston, took the air out of the arena. They took the air out of the arena. Scotty Barnes dropped 25 on these guys. The Boston Celtics are going to come out today in playoff mode. I expect another level of intensity. I think they can cover this 5.5-point spread without Jaylen Brown. If he's in, it's going to jump up to 7, I'd say, by game time. 6.5 maybe. Jaylen Brown is worth 1.5, 2 points on the point spread. He's dealing with knee pain. Last year, playing a lot of rookies, the Celtics still performed well against this Rockets team. Want to see how Jalen Green integrates into the roster. Give me the Celtics today -5.5. Give me the Celtics today -5.5. Moving on, no play on the total there. There aren't any props. The props market is only open for the Rockets right now. No props in that game. Although I do think the Jason Tatum can go over his assists today when the market does open. You might even get a better number than 5.5 when Jaylen Brown is inserted into the lineup. Matt said he's loving the Nets -9 today. Nets -9. Okay, let's see. That should be a great game. The Hornets have everything to prove. Moving on to the Knicks and the Magic. The Knicks, they're playing against the Magic again. This time it's at the crib. It's a very high point spread. Vegas and the odds makers are respecting the Knicks immediately to start the season. They were favored against the Celtics. Double-digit favorites now against the Magic. Evan Fournier has been great to start the season. Julius Randle has come into the season locked in. This Orlando Magic team, they don't have their pieces. Chuma Okeke, a couple of the other guys, Markelle Fultz, Michael Carter-Williams, a couple of vets on their roster. They don't have James Ennis from last year. Obviously, Vucevic is gone. It's a crazy-looking roster. 40% of their roster is rookies. Franz Wagner, he's the youngest player on the team. Jalen Suggs, 40% of their roster are rookies. This is why the line is this inflated. The Knicks went up by 30 on them by halftime the other night. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't happen again today unless Tom Thibodeau takes his foot off the gas pedal. I'm not going to lay 12 with the Knicks just yet. It's coming off of the ATS wins, but maybe Knicks first half, guys. Maybe Knicks first half. The Knicks first half train seems to be rolling. Even though it's the Magic. It's the Magic, okay? It's the Magic. I lean towards the under in this game. 214.5. The line's dropping. It went over last game, but it was really because the Knicks ran the score up. I still don't think this Magic team can put up points against this Knicks defense. I like the under. I didn't bet it. But I like the under. We move on to the Kings-Warriors game. Strange line. given how highly the media and the general NBA public is speaking about the Warriors right now. You have Stephen A. Smith on First Take. I know he's, not everybody's favorite, but, he did a complete 180. It's good to note how the mainstream is thinking. Did a complete 180 the other day on Steph Curry. Said that the Warriors will win the title now. Basically, the Warriors will win the title. You weren't saying that all year, all summer when you were just on the Lakers. Knicks first half was legendary this season. Let's track that this year. Let's track that Knicks first half this season, everyone. Okay, let me get back to the odds. What do you guys think about the Knicks and the Magic? Do they match the gas on the Magic today? Any props you guys like in that game? Okay, Kings Warriors. For me in this one, it's another lean at this moment. We know Steph Curry has entered nuclear mode early in the season. The Kings were suppressed at the crib offensively by the Utah Jazz. They were smothered in that game. I think we're going to get a high-scoring affair in this one. It's graded highly at 234. I still don't think, even though they have Davion Mitchell, I still don't think that the Kings address their defensive structural issues overall. He's only one person. I'm not sure Steph's going to go for 45 again, but I think we're going to see a high-scoring game in this one. And then the Lakers and the Grizzlies. The Lakers have started the season. You're going to come out profitable. If you fade the Lakers ATS for the first 20 games of the season, you're going to come out profitable. That's not necessarily an endorsement of tonight's game, but shout out to the Grizzlies. Last night, that was the best game on the board. Entertainment-wise, the Grizzlies and the Clippers. What a game. The Clippers are actually a fun team to watch. Guys, without Kawhi Leonard even. They're just a fun team to watch. The Grizzlies are a fun team to watch. Anyone who has League Pass, check out those teams as much as you can. They're not playing around. John Morant, Paul George. In this game tonight, they're going to come out in the first half. The Grizzlies are going to try to come out in the first half and swing first. It's very interesting. Very interesting game. The line is moving in the favor of the Grizzlies. A lot of people are taking the Grizzlies outright again. They're fading the Lakers based on the negative attention. For me, this is a game where I'm just going to try to observe and see if the Lakers can turn things around, because I lean the Grizzlies again with the plus 4.5. But eventually the Lakers are going to cover. But let's see how many games they falter starting the season. Frank Vogel, with the pressure that's on him, he's going to tinker with the lineup. John Morant, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at John Morant defensively tonight. There's pressure on the other guys for this game tonight. I lean Grizzlies in that one. And I lean towards the under 224.5. So far to me on the board, I have Celtics minus 5.5. Make sure you guys watch the show tomorrow. We'll have a full slate of picks for tomorrow. Didn't feel the strongest about the board today, but follow me on Twitter because I can still add something to the card. I'll go on Spaces. This is NBA betting today. Much shorter slate for me. Give me the Celtics minus 5.5 tonight against the Rockets. Let's see how the line changes with the Jaylen Brown news. You might get a better price, but I definitely think the Celtics are getting their first win of the season tonight against the Rockets. It's My Guy Knows a Guy. I truly appreciate everyone here. Come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's NBA betting today, daily on YouTube. I'm going to get back into the grind. Check out these numbers. My eyes are strained looking at numbers all weekend. Let's go. Best of luck on your tickets. I'm taking the Dolphins in NFL as well, as a side note. And, let's just see how it goes. Enjoy your day. I see you, Austin. I see you, AOEP3. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go on Twitter Spaces and talk some NFL picks as well for those who are involved in that. I'm going to do an NBA room later this afternoon. If you're on Twitter, join us on Twitter Spaces. After the Jaylen Brown news is solidified, whether he's going to play or not, I'm going to open a Twitter Spaces later and talk about the Celtics Rockets game again. If you haven't made your bets, make sure you guys join me later. There's a lot going on today. And in the future, check out the show on replay if you miss it live. It's available all day. I'm going to try to go shorter, tighter shows. Enjoy your day. See you guys.